Hey, what's up guys, HYDRA453 here and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today's video we're doing a quick review of the Starlight-12 Phantom. Now rather than doing a traditional review where I'll go ahead and cover the shape and that sort of stuff, I'll be covering mainly the changes from the original Starlight-12 as well as some of the issues that I had with this mouse. And yeah, I haven't made a video in quite a while. I think my last video was like in April or something like that, so it's actually, you know, coming close to a whole year since my last video on the channel. I've kind of been focusing on other things outside of YouTube, but hopefully I'll be getting back into more reviews just like this on YouTube, and yeah, hopefully I can find some more time to do this sort of stuff. But yeah, it's enough rambling on guys, let's go ahead and get right into the review. Now the price for the Starlight-12 Phantom is $189.99 US, and that's not even including shipping either, which you have to get because you can't buy this from a store or whatever. So it's quite an expensive mouse, and you'd expect this mouse to have absolutely zero problems. And also considering that there's only like a very limited number of these things made, you'd assume it'd be pretty easy to do some quality control for these mice. But as it turns out, this mouse has a lot of problems, and a lot of people have had issues with this mouse. Now one of the first things you'll notice, this is more of a visual thing, which is kind of hard to fix, is that the scroll wheel is not centered. Now it's very hard to see, kind of. It's only on certain, like when you look at it dead on as well. It's not the most annoying thing, but I mean, it'd be better if it was just, you know, in a center. It can't be that hard to do. There are mods to go ahead and actually center it yourself, but I mean, if there's mods to fix it, I mean, they should be able to do it themselves anyway in the factory, right? Especially considering the original Starlight-12 had the same issue as well. Now, I've noticed that they, on the Finalmouse website for the listing for the Phantom, they have a whole paragraph with, listing all the changes from the original Starlight-12. And one of the things they said that they changed was that they moved the Mylar pads. The Mylar pads are the little, like, really small little square things that are like, I don't know how to describe it. It's on this thing where you click pretty much, right? And a problem on the original Starlight-12 would be that it would actually move a little bit and the adhesive would get stuck. And when you clicked your button down, it was actually on the right click on the original Starlight-12, it would end up getting stuck. And when you have this really gross, like really bad, sticky sort of feeling on the click, and it'd be really annoying to fix. But you could also go ahead and get a fix from Finalmouse themselves. So they said they fixed it on their website, but with me, that was certainly not the case, and also with a lot of other people that I saw had the same problem. So when I did take the mouse apart to go and fix this myself, I did notice that the Mylar pad was certainly different than the original one on the Starlight-12 that I saw during a teardown that I watched. So they did definitely change the Mylar pads, but it still gave me the same problem. And to be honest, from a $189.99 mouse, including shipping, it's quite expensive, and it's kind of ridiculous that it has this sort of problem. Now, with mine, since I had that problem, what I had to do was go ahead and take the mouse apart, and I ended up buying aluminum tape to go ahead and actually mod it instead, rather than just fix it, because it was kind of annoying to fix anyways. And with the aluminum tape, what you can do is you basically just take off the Mylar pad, and you cut out a small little piece of the aluminum tape, and you just line it over where the Mylar pad is supposed to be. And it actually ends up resulting in a slightly nicer, crispier click than you would have had originally. It also has the benefit of not causing your clicks to get sticky, which is always good. Now, for me, it wasn't like, you know, that much of a big deal. I mean, it was pretty simple to fix, but I can see how not everyone would be willing to go ahead and take apart an almost $200 mouse to fix something like this. And considering it happened to so many people, it's honestly quite ridiculous, to be honest. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on from the negatives. They did go ahead and change the actual clicks themselves, so the actual switches in this mouse are different than the original Starlight-12. So the Starlight-12 original version used Omron 20M switches for the left and right, and also for the middle click as well, whereas the Phantom uses KLGM 8.0 switches instead, which I found to be quite nice. I mean, I didn't actually get a chance to go ahead and use the Omrons, but for what I can see, from what other people have said, it does seem like it is a better switch. There's also some other things that have changed as well on this mouse. So apparently the PCB is more securely mounted to the base to prevent it from popping out. There's also some other changes here. So they said that they fixed the creaking and flexing problem with the, like on the bottom, because the bottom of this mouse is made out of plastic, whereas the rest of it is metal. The bottom has to be made out of plastic in order for the wireless to pass through up here. So if they fix that, that seems like a good thing. And as far as I can tell, this mouse, apart from the issues that I had with it, has very good build quality, and I don't really have any flex or creaking at all. Another good thing with this mouse is the battery life. So this is my first wireless mouse that I'm actually maining. I did own one before that I made a review on, but I didn't actually end up using it for that long because of the shape. But this mouse's battery life is just phenomenal, to be honest. I mean, it's lasted me a super long time. I haven't even plugged it in for like a week or something like that, and it's still working fine. So there's no issues with the battery life at all here, and I think it's pretty good, to be honest. And not really what I expected from this mouse at all. I thought I'd have to be sitting there plugging it in every 2 days, but turns out I'm not going to have to be doing that, which is pretty good. Now something I know a lot of you guys might be wondering is how does this mouse actually feel, the material, the magnesium? This is something I sort of asked myself too. Like before I bought this mouse, I was pretty curious to know how the actual metal, would feel in the hand when holding it, because usually every other mouse that I've used is plastic. This is one of the only like magnesium mice that is like mainstream, and it's safe to say it does feel pretty good. It doesn't actually feel that much different when you get used to it, to be honest. I thought it'd be really weird because you'd be feeling really cold to the touch whenever you go to hold it. But for me, it feels fine. You can't really notice these ridges here either, and it's not really that cold either, like you would expect metal to be. But the one thing that is different from a plastic mouse that feels nicer about this is that on the sides here where the honeycomb is, on my Ultralight 2, if you just squeeze this side, it would feel, it would sort of creak or flex a little bit because it's plastic and it's a bit more flimsy. But with this, it's a lot more, strong, I guess, and that's a good benefit of magnesium. For you guys' convenience, I'll go ahead and leave a link to the Finalmouse website below, so you can go ahead and read the full summary of improvements that Finalmouse has gone ahead and written. A lot of it is kind of just, filled with a lot of jargon that might not make any sense, but I mean, that's kind of just done on purpose by Finalmouse. They just made it into a full, 10-sentence paragraph, but there's not really that many changes, to be honest. I mean, they even said that they made it so that the scroll wheel is now centered perfectly, but I mean, as I've seen on mine and a lot of other people's mice, it's certainly not centered perfectly, so I'm not sure what they mean by that. Anyway, if you guys end up enjoying this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos just like this one, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.